How you going out there in interwebs world?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to America.
They'll be thinking,
Downtown Utah, Salt Lake City.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whose American accent was worse, to be honest.
No, I wasn't even trying to put one on. I cannot emulate my
The
brother.
American doing it? Oh, the Aussie.
I can't do the Aussie.
Sorry, Blair.
I can't.
My brother is absolutely fantastic at doing the various accents, and you wouldn't pick him from being a local. Jay, don't cut like that. Cut from the outside here. Roll the flute over. No, roll the flute over. Come from the outside towards the centre.
So roll it over the other way.
Face the flute towards the tailstock. Yeah, that's better.
There you go.
You would have been in for a pack of trouble. Yeah, we figured that, Sid, unfortunately.
So an update on my daughter, my stepdaughter. We've taken the duct tape off of her bedroom and let her out now that she's non-COVID-ified.
Ah, right, very good.
But she never really got sick. You know, she kind of had.
That is actually one of the problems. I was watching a news report today, actually, on COVID during lunch, and the biggest problem is that a lot of people don't actually get sick with it, but they're carriers, and they infect 5, 10, 20, 30 people around them, you know.
And see, that makes me wonder, because I've never have gotten sick. I very rarely get sick. And so it makes me wonder if I did get it and I've given it to people. I would never know.
Yeah, Steve Jones, Sid. Steve Jones. Would turn 21. Yeah, he does put some videos up on Facebook, but his main page is on YouTube. He must have over 200 or 300 on there by now, I'd reckon. Jay, just bring the handle back towards you a little bit, so it's not at right angles to the work. Now, open your flute out to 45 degrees. That's better. Good. Look at that. You're probably deep enough there, Jay, to form your tenon on the bottom now.
What are you listening to tonight, Robbo?
VGs.
Ah, the group that created their own key.
Yeah. Yeah, don't make the tenon too big, or you're going to have to cut half of it off again.
Well, I'm not sure if you were paying attention, but when I stopped the lathe, I pointed at the spot that was like this big, and then the other side was this big.
That's all right.
So I have to try and
Just
make it even.
No, just put a tenon on it and see what it looks like. You're not down to size yet on the tenon. G'day, Steve. How are you?
Hey, Steve.
Steve Coombs has just come in.
How you going, Steve?
Welcome to the wood turning funny farm.
The loony bin.
Where everybody thinks they're funny, but we're not. Yep.
That sounds like it needs sharpening, Jay.
Funniest bloody mute they go.
That's better.
Amazing what a difference it makes, isn't it?
Right? Be right back.
No worries, Flip. Now just roll it round and see how wide the narrow side is. Yeah. Now it's not too wide on the other side, is it, to seat down into the chuck properly? How long's that? About 10 mil?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it might be a bit too long. Anyway, we'll try it in a minute.
Yep. Blair's gone to restock his munchies, I would have
I
shown.
think so, yeah. Just to annoy us.
Yeah. Did we kick him out?
No, now what are you doing? It's a spindle, Jay. Cut downhill.
No? Oh.
Hate to say it, but that sounds like it needs sharpening too.
Yeah, all right. I've already done it. But...
You've restocked on your munchies, have you, Blair? No, you're on mute.
Oops. I said, yes, I did. And this time I switched to pecan rolls.
Oh.
It's my cheat day.
Oh, right.
The rest of the week, I'm eating like cheese and lots of salad and stuff like that. So one day a week I get to spoil myself.
Angle the flute a little bit, Jay. Close it down a little bit.
All right.
Face the flute the direction that you're travelling in, but put it at 45 degrees. Looks like you're cutting on the exact point of the tool, not down off the end.
Sorry, Steve.
Well, don't round that corner off. Don't round it off into there or you won't hold it in the chuck. It'll just pop out. You've always got to maintain a flat area where the chuck's at.
I was listening.
Yeah, it's called peer pressure, Steve. Like when somebody yawns in the room, everybody starts yawning.
You know, science has still never figured out why people yawn.
It's actually I did read, I think, that it's to increase oxygen level because you're getting tired. You got me intrigued now. I'll look it up. I don't like not knowing.
Hey Google, why do people yawn?
On the website we do. As this theory goes, our bodies take in more oxygen because our breathing has slowed. Yawning has to bring more oxygen into the system and it makes breathing. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Yep, that's what Google says, is to increase our oxygen.
I know, I just read it.
Then why is it contagious?
Drop your handle a little bit, Joe. Gee, Steve, if you're that easily influenced, I'll give you my email address or I'll give you my bank account details and you can transfer a few $100 in there, all right?
That's just naughty.
See, Robbo, you need to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and then you can monetize, and people in the chat room can throw you $5 here and there. And
believe it or not, I'm not interested in monetize. None of my videos are monetized at all because I can't stand having ads in videos, and I figure, well, if I don't like ads, 99% of other people don't like ads either. So I just don't do it.
Well, you can have it so that you can have commercials come in, or, like I said, they'll have that little dollar sign down at the bottom next to the comment.
Yeah.
I think they call that super chat or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Now, is that still flat where the chuck goes on, Jay, or not?
I can flatten it a little bit.
Be a good idea.
So Sid says you're sort of right, Robbo. It helps expel CO2.
Yeah. It only needs to be flat for 1/4 of an inch around the outside of where the chuck goes on. That's all. Now it may not fit in the chuck. You might have to sand a little bit of that off.
That way or that way? That way.
Yeah, it might be too long. But no, just try it first and see. I can't get any idea of the ratio of size on this because it's a small lathe and the camera distorts it a bit.
So, Robbo, question. When you put a tenon in a chuck, do you like to put it all the way to the inside of the chuck, or do you leave it just a little bit.
No, it's got to be clear. It's got to be clear of the base of the chuck. It actually registers on the jaws at the front of the chuck. If it hits the bottom, the tendon's too long. The registering part on the front of the chuck constitutes 40% of its holding power, because it's got to flip over that flat to spring itself out of the thing. Whereas if it's got nothing to lever over, it'll just virtually fly it every time. I don't think you got enough lines on the bottom of that to find the centre, you know, Joe.
Yeah, I like to be a bit like make sure I'm going to get the centre, because sometimes it skews off that way a little bit.
Too long, is it?
Yeah, I'll just go and do it. I'll just go and do it on the belt sander.
Yeah, that's the easiest way.
Glad you found you some cheese, Steve.
Ah, that looks good.
Wow, way to go, Amber. That looks great.
Not sure about the red back on the main, but yeah, definitely looks good.
Hello.
Hello, Amber.
Hi. Do you like my new piece?
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm not sure about the red at the back of the main, but it looks really good.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it look like it was on fire, you know? He's angry and his flames are coming out or something like that. You know?
Yeah, I tried to do the little bits, but my pencils were too fat, so I thought, oh, well.
Blames the pencils.
So
Way to go, Amber. I like it.
Thank you. What the boss wanted, the boss got. How are you all today?
Very well, thanks, Amber. Better than yesterday, anyway.
Oh, that's good. Always better.
Mental note to self, no more emu.
What?
Robbo?
Sorry?
Mental note to self, no more emu.
Yeah, that's about it, yeah.
Yeah.
I only said that because Bob said kangaroo.
Yeah, kangaroo jerky's nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
And camel jerky?
Camel jerky's nice too.
Yeah.
Never had it. Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
We're the only country in the world that eats its state emblems, or its country emblems.
Yeah. Bloody tastes nice too.
I've seen a pygmy possum and I want one.
Don't listen to her. Verbal diarrhea.
How they are so cute.
No, you have to move closer, Amber. The message gets garbled the further away you are from the microphone.
That's because she's underwater with marbles in her mouth.
If I get too close, you can see me feet on camera.
I can see your feet anyway.
She doesn't want that.
No.
Why? Their feet.
That's
Yeah.
right. They hold you up off the ground.
Because my legs are hairy.
That's
You're
all right.
embracing your inner caveman. It's all good.
Yeah, and some.
The most will be hairier than mine. And I don't shave my legs.
I
I call my wife Sasquatch.
Yeah, she just hasn't started growing the facial hair yet.
my sister-in-law, Julie's sister, is a teacher, or was a teacher before she retired. And they used to call her Spider Woman because she refused to shave her legs and wear stockings or anything like that. And man, she got the hairiest legs you've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, I do shave them, but we've just come out of winter and I wear pants.
You got to do anything to keep warmer, right? Look at Robbo, for example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have no worries during wintertime, that's for sure.
Only start worrying, Amber, when you look like this.
I hope
You know
I don't
what?
get to that stage. I'd be a bit worrisome.
It's going to be 30 here today and tomorrow and the next day and hotter the day after that.
It's supposed to be 26 here today, but it's a bloody cold 26.
And we got our humidity is like 90%. It's bloody horrible. It's actually like being in Queensland for instead of South Australia.
Yeah.
It's no point having a shower. Just go and stand outside for 5 minutes and take your soap with you.
Yeah.
The humidity in the air will fix that for you.
We had our first rain of the fall last night, and it cooled everything down, puts a little bit of snow in our mountains.
Well, the tourists will come then.
That they do.
If they're allowed
Yeah.
around.
But Utah has one of the best skiing places on earth, so
I don't know. I think Mount Buller would question that.
I don't know what that is.
No,
Ski resort in Victoria. There's loads of them.
our snowfields are nothing like they have in America. Nothing at all, unfortunately.
It's probably like California snow, really wet and heavy.
I reckon, I've always reckoned that snow is dirty, rotten, wet, slushy, muddy crap.
Yep.
Well, no. When you come here, up in our mountains, I mean, it can be the fluffiest and, just light, and skiing on it is a dream. And then when spring comes, then it starts turning to slush.
Yeah. No, we had to, in 1979, now I'm showing my age, well, actually in 77 and 78, we had to lay out the Australian section through the Alps for the London to Sydney Marathon. It was a car event where they drove rally cars from London to Sydney in Australia. And we had to do it in winter time, and God, I hated the 2 months we're up there doing it.
Oh, did they do laps on the boat until they got here, or what?
No.
I was going to say, you can't drive from London to Sydney.
You nearly can. You nearly can, actually, except for coming across one ocean. But anyway, that was a past life.
You just need a hovercraft. That's what you need.
That's a long hovercraft ride.
Woo! Yeah, take that.
Yeah, you didn't lock it in, did you?
What?
The tailstock, the drill chuck into the tailstock.
See, that is really tricky when I don't have a chuck key. So I have to tighten it by hand and wingding it.
Yeah, well, it's not tightened into the chuck either. The whole lot, though, not tightened into the taper on the tailstock. The whole lot spun.
Yeah, I know. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, well, no, it's easy to fix.
With my archaic tools, don't think so. So did you contact that guy about them finials?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just a slight alteration to plan.
Yeah.
He said the he said the measurements were right. He said, but he knows what I mean about it. It's going to look very crowded down in there, so we added another 20 mil on.
Yep.
Because when they're 15 feet in the air, nobody's going to notice them anyway.
No. Now, Stilston just gave me a hand to tighten this up, so hopefully it works.
Now, did you slam it into the tailstock?
Aye, laddie, I did.
Yeah, right. Now see if it turns before you start putting the lathe, turn the lathe on. No, turns, not shake.
Yeah, I'm turning
Right.
it, you worker.
Okay. And make sure you hang on to it while you're getting it in there.
Yeah. This is going to
I take it that the drill doesn't have a hexagon shaft on it. Is that the problem?
I thought it did. I'll have a look. No, it doesn't. I'll put another
right.
one. I'll put another one in.
Yeah, put the 35 mil one in and drill down, and then put that one in.
Oh, shit me off those legs. It really did this morning. If you've got somewhere to be or some shopping or something you need to do, we can go do it now if you want and come back. It might be halfway done.
It's all right. I'm going to go inside and prepare a cordon bleu meal while you're doing that.
Hey, Effie, listen.
Just send mine express, all right?
G'day, Effie. How are you this afternoon?
Hello, Effie. How you going?
making a pot to hold
Hey.
a succulent. In other words, he's just drilling a hole down the middle of a log. When he gets there.
I hate doing this when they're wet. It's a beast of a job.
I must admit, I don't notice it because my laser got the grunt to just be able to do it.
Yeah, true. If you got like a 3 horsepower motor or something like that.
As fast as I can wind the handle in is as fast as it will drill. Now, if I remember rightly, Effie, you're down in Memphis, aren't you? Elvis country.
She was walking in Memphis. She was walking with her feet 10 feet off a Beale.
Yeah, I think you made that lathe more unstable by taking those feet off, actually, Jay.
Really? You don't say. I'm going to stop following other people's ideas, I think, and just leave it how it is.
Oh.
Not gonna yawn, not gonna yawn. Not gonna yawn. Don't jinx me.
Now, it's rather interesting the way you can influence people. Like, I used to work in a building that had 60 or 70 car parks outside for the staff, and sometimes I'd be the first one in. So occasionally I would back in to the into the car park. When you walked out at morning tea time, over 75% were backed in. If I went in forward, they'd all be in forward, you know?
Ah, that's funny. Everybody said, huh, that's a good idea. I like that.
Well, actually, at my wife's place of employment, in the car parks there, they have to reverse in. It's a safety thing. Apparently somebody was backing out one day and ran over a pedestrian.
Oh, my.
Nobody can work out whether it was deliberate or not. He was not a very liked foreman in the place. When you look at it logically, yes, it's far easier to drive out of a spot than what it is to reverse out. But there's a lot of people can't reverse either. And how's the manhunt going, Effie?
Effie, I think I looked for you and there wasn't one there, or I have to look. Hold on.
It was Effie Smith DIY, I think, if I remember rightly. And I did get your Instagram or whatever thing, Effie, so I had a look there.
No. No, Effie, I can't find you.
Oh, how rude, Steve. Yeah, I shouted around, Effie. Blair Sid's put it in for you.
Got it. Let's take it. Oh, it was that one. And I did subscribe.
It's very dusty wood.
Yeah. You get it drilled down far enough?
Oh, yeah, it'll do for now.
Well, get your 65mm one now and put through it.
Can I just say, there's no way in hell I'm going anywhere near that bit at the moment.
Little warm?
Yeah, it's roasting here to even just touch, let alone what it's like down here.
Ooh.
Well, like I said yesterday, you drag your bum along the ground the speed that that's going, you'd be hot too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a smoko, have a bit of a drink of some water.
Yeah, I'm just
somewhat.
I'm just going to put the kettle on.
All right.
Gonna say it's tea time now, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's tea time now.
Yep. Smoko!
Yeah, so if you hear a weird shh, shh, shh in the background, they're actually they're replacing the train track with electrified train track, so that they're right, like I can see the tractors and stuff. They've even got a tractor that's got train wheels on it, so it can run along the track. And it picks the track up, and then they pull out a sleeper, a cement one, and they put another one in that's got all the wires and stuff in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, what you need to do is sneak out there with an extension cord and, hook it to the train and free electricity.
It would be good, wouldn't it? Be good if I was the house right next to it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But no, my luck, it's greater than 3-phase, so it'll just fry everything.
Whew.
Wonder how many people are going to get electrocuted by the tracks, since they're new to South Australia.
So are there wires above the tracks, or are they just right on the track?
They haven't got that far yet. They're just putting in the sleepers with the wires hanging out, and then they're just going along the whole track doing that. And I guess they'll connect them up then. But I would assume that they've got some underground stuff. We've got no power lines or anything here. They're all underground as well. So,
God, I wish that was here. I am so sick of power lines and phone poles and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it makes so much sense to bury it all.
yeah. Do you have any power lines that kind of like they hang down a little bit and they're a bit lower than the rest?
Yeah.
If you can get up close enough to one of those, you get a long fluoro globe, one of the real long skinny ones.
Yeah.
Get one of those and hold it in your hand. Don't put it in the device. Just hold the globe in your hand and put it up towards that power line, and it'll light it for you.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
I've done it. It's great. It's quite. I shit myself at first because it actually lit up, Oh. Yeah. There's a couple of farms out, like about 30 k's out from us, and one of my friends owned one, and they had a really low cable, that went between the main poles. And he'd go, "You don't believe me? Come here and watch this." So
Hey,
you get
Dr. Bob's in.
Oh yeah, you better let him in then. No, he's not. Oh, he's in the chat.
He's in chat.
YouTube chat. How you going, Dr. Bob? Pretty sure I sent you a link. Oh, maybe I didn't. Sorry. Here you go. There you go, Dr. Bob. You got your link. I thought I sent you one, to be honest. I was wondering why you weren't in the room. That would explain it, wouldn't it? Whoops.
Oops. Oh,
Oh, who was that?
Me.
Bloody hell, I was going to blame Blair. Got your green screen going there, Blair.
I know. I'm just messing around.
Yeah.
Well, I just turned my camera around because I'm eating.
Oh, that's all right. We'll let you off just this once, all right? Unless you eat like a caveman, I don't think people really care.
I know. No, but with the beard and everything, and I'm having a custard tart with cream, so.
So who's having it? You or the beard?
Well, it sort of gets shared around a bit sometimes.
There he is. Hey, Dr. Bob.
How you going, Dr. Bob?
Dr. Bob.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, let's try that.
Well, Jay, I know it's a Sunday and now you got a piece of wood that's holy. What are you going to make out of it?
It's Monday here today. I'm just making a succulent pot. Nothing flash. Just I need my succulent out the front needs a new log to lay in.
And then you can turn around and use all the shavings for bedding for other plants.
Yeah. Yes. It's very dusty, this stuff, though.
Does it still feel pretty wet in there?
No, it actually feels quite dry, but I've turned a piece of this recently and it cracked like all buggery when I took it inside, so I would assume there's a little bit of wetness in there somewhere.
Hmm.
Hey. That bloody hurt. That's what it feels like to have a mallet dropped on your foot. Oh, hang on.
Well, Blair, you got my updated information about the Tuesday program?
I did. Unfortunately, I won't be able to hit it. I'll be working at the time.
Hmm.
I know.
Well, I'll keep trying.
Yeah,
Find
please
something
do.
you can make.
Well, I mean, if it's on a weekend, then I'm usually pretty good. Or if it's after 5 p.m., I'm way good, but yeah, 8 to 5, I am usually booked.
Okay. How about, was it next Friday for Cindy's?
What time is that?
Oh, it's late afternoon, early evening because it's morning for Australia. She set it up that way. It'll be a breakfast thing for Australia.
I don't know. I might be able to. It just depends. I'm going to turn off the TV.
One thing, Jay, I have found because I do a lot of my initial boring by drilling, is a little beeswax on the Forstner bit. Drill a little, get it hot, and then take the beeswax or any kind of hard wax and put around the outlet. It'll melt right on it, and it seems to help.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do it with the bowl gouge now. Too monotonous for me. Robbo, you got to tell your wife that she doesn't want to be on camera. She's not doing a very good job. A bit too late now. She's been on already. Horrible stuff. Ugh.
Yeah, it does look like it's pretty gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure gives you the optical illusion that it's not round.
you go. That's looking better.
All right, I'll have to move my camera. It's in the way.
Sorry about that. Busy talking
Yeah,
to my
your
wife.
wife's doing pretty good at being on camera there, Robbo.
Yeah, I know. Busy talking to my wife. You do realise, Joe, you're cutting it the wrong way, don't you? No wonder it's making so much bloody noise.
Like pleasing me sometimes.
Just open your flute out a little bit. Open your flute 45 degrees and don't poke the end into the blind end.
That was where I was going and it caught on the side. See? It keeps catching. You want me to turn it on that angle and it keeps catching.
Well, that's because you haven't got the handle around far enough towards the back wall. Turn the handle towards the back wall. You're trying to cut with the side instead of near the point. You haven't got the angle right. Put the angle right, the handle right round towards, right round. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Shift your tool rest across. You cut just off the point, not down on the side. What's happening is the side's hitting, the actual wing is hitting before you're getting the point there. Turn the flute. All right, close the flute down a little bit.
Mine was that way's less violent.
I'm just about to find out in a minute, Sid.
I was going to say, he does have a point.
Right, Jay. Can you slide the tool, angle the tool rest into the hole now that you've got it wide? So that you can get the end closer to the bottom of the thing.
There you go.
Right. Now just be careful you don't run off the end of the tool rest inside the hollow there.
That's more better. Bob, you drifting off?
No. No, I'm just going between my phone so I can follow the chat.
So, Jay, you going to leave that live edge on the outside?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, Robo, got a good question for you on your live.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out from the architect which was correct?
Which one? Sorry. On that one that I did last night.
Yeah, the fact that the drawing didn't match the picture.
Yeah. No, I rang in this morning. Yeah, we've added another 20 mil on. They're around the other side of the house, and he said as long as those two match, it's not going to matter. He said he could understand the problem that it didn't look right. So we fixed that.
You know, for some reason architects think they know everything, but they never get out with the tools of the trade and try to do what they draw.
Now, I deal with probably half a dozen architects, and there's two that are really fantastic because they were actually builders before they became architects, and they're realists. They know exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the ones there's one young one, he's only about, he'd probably be late 20s, I suppose. He's only, my opinion, only graduated from university. So, but he thinks he thinks he knows it all at the moment.
Yeah.
I remind him otherwise a lot of the times.
Well, that's what the young whippersnappers kind of need, because there's nothing like experience.
He's the one I actually told to go back and study Greek architecture many years ago. About 6 years ago. Tried to tell me that I'd turned the flagpole the wrong shape. Should have been straight. instead of having a starcher in it. He said, no, it should be a straight taper all the way from the base to the top. I said, no, it shouldn't be. Told him he should go and study Greek architecture a bit more. But I'll give him his due. He came back later and said, oh, geez, fascinating, isn't it? I said, yes, it is.
Yeah, I've got a lot of books that I've found in University of Michigan that has, like all big universities, uh, they've got a bevy of bookstores of used books.
Yeah.
And one of them's been around for, well, since I think it's 109, 110 years old. Last time I
Yeah.
was there, they were
Just hold on
celebrating.
a second. Hold on a second, Bob. Good night, Effie. I hope you're feeling better tomorrow.
See ya, Effie.
Yeah, I must admit, I love reading old books.
And I got some turning books that still talk about spring pole, but have the lays with a big wheel. You have an apprentice turn with a handle, and
Yeah,
how to
well,
adapt that to a water or windmill.
yeah. Jay's lucky because that was going to be his job if he ever came over here. I was going to put a big hand wheel on the end of one of my lathes and he had to stand there all day and turn it.
Build muscles. I know I have a bad habit of doing things that it's like there's another one. I had a video conference today with one of the new doctors that the VA has wants me to go to for back surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And being a Sunday, he set it up and he said, I just want to sit and chat to get to know who you are. When would be convenient? After church on Sundays, fine. I always say that to see what the response is. You know a lot about people when they come up with an answer to that. Uh, it's either, well, my Sabbath is Friday. Okay, that says a lot. Or, yeah, early morning or late morning, or I'm totally committed. Uh, it was morning, and about 1 o'clock he come up online, and I was in my shop, and he was asking me, what am I doing? He said, "That's you're out in a garage." And I said, "Yeah, it's my shop." Picked the tablet up, and I aimed it around at different things, and oh, I used to do wood stuff like that when I was a kid in school. And we got talking, and after 2.5 hours of talking, we never talked about anything we were supposed to. He wanted to know how I was doing something, and I was finishing up a piece, and I had the beetle buffing system I mounted and put up. And oh, that's great! I have not seen that done. I said it's just a secret. I mean, then I tell him I hand rubbed it for hours. But if you figure about the RPM and you base it down all the way down, and he was sitting there and he said, "Well, how fast is it going?" And I said, "Well, not sure." So I stuck a handheld unit on and aimed it at the wheel, buffing wheel, because
Yeah.
I got a big black dot on the rim, on the side of it, so I know which one's what. And oh, he said, "So we've hand rubbed it 60,000 times?" Never did talk about medicine.
Yeah. Oh, well, he was trying to find out what you were like. He found out what you were like, didn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. He said, "We're going to have to set this up again." He says, "But I can't really build a VA for Sunday. I've enjoyed myself too much. So how about Monday? Then I can bill them." I offered him a house call. He said, "Well, you'd have to wear masks." And I said, I've got them here, not a problem. Plus the
Yeah,
air circulation and the filters.
we've actually got better masks than they wear.
Oh yeah. I was showing him the one I have that's a hood. Had that
Oh,
for,
yeah.
oh, I don't know, about 5, 6 years now, and had one of the battery packs go bad, and they wanted $70 for a new one. So I cracked it open, bought the batteries, and put new ones back in again. Saved the money.
Yeah, I
But
actually
I'm
run
gonna.
mine. I actually run mine off the compressor like a hooker.
Oh, okay.
Well, the battery pack died about 15 years ago, so
No, right over my lathe, I've got a big dust extractor, and I kind of cheat. Every other day or so, I'll pull the first filter out and hit it with my shop vac, and it sucks the thing almost white clean. And then the filters behind them I change every 2 months or so, or 3 months. And the primary
yeah,
one about every 6 weeks. Depends on what I've been turning and what I've been sanding.
yeah, we've got a huge fan at the end of the workshop, and a big dust extractor. As you can appreciate, you can't, when you're turning stuff that's 20 and 30 feet long, you can't put dust extraction down the whole thing. So, and it sucks most of it out.
Yeah.
It expels it outside, so that's even better.
Well, I found that I've been doing a lot of walnut lately because I've had a walnut tree about 8, 9 years and already cut and sealed. So I've been pulling that stuff out lately for urns and bowls and stuff like that. So uh, I end up with a typical 55-gallon trash can or something like that, and about every 3 weeks full. I find that it's great mulch. I got people that like it. Neighbor behind me loves it as mulch.
Oh yeah, I just we put it in the garbage bags, and then we put it in a big box out the front with a big sign on it, free mulch. And it's
Uh,
funny, I never see anybody take it, but it's always gone in a day and a half or 2 days.
yeah,
I think they come around of a night time when they think I'm not looking, you know.
if it's free,
Yeah, that's right. I can't understand it, you know, but anyway.
maybe they think there's some sort of booby trap or gag or something. You got a
Well,
camera to see
maybe.
if they're
Yeah.
stealing it.
I've been doing that now for 20 odd years. And for the first time last year, somebody actually came in and asked and said, "Oh, is it really free?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Take as much as you like." "Oh, thank you very much." There's a lot of new houses around our way, and they're just trying to establish gardens and things. So,
Hmm.
hey, Joe,
Well,
you've got a fly on that log. See if you can give it a quick fly.
Whee!
Astro bug.
Launched into oblivion. Fastest takeoff it's ever had.
Right?
The fastest takeoff it's ever had. My warped sense of humour, I'm afraid.
Probably didn't have enough time to flap its wings before it hit something,
No, well, that
like
could
a
be.
bug on a windshield.
Yeah.
Got a friend of mine. He's got a microwave in his shop so he can warm coffee or biscuits or whatever during the day. And he dries wood in it, bowls. And I remember a couple of years ago, I was over to his place getting ready for a club meeting. And he had, well, he hadn't cleaned it much. And he had done some sugar in there before, and he had left the door open, and it was full of flies. He closed the
Oh,
door, and he said, "You want to see popcorn?" Flies just pop, blow up one at a time. Okay.
If you want to really destroy a microwave oven, put a snowball in it and set the heat up as high as you can get it, and the timer on as much maximum time as you can get it, and just walk away from it. Now, I don't know if you have snowballs over there. What they are, marshmallows.
Oh,
Covered-
yes.
Covered in chocolate and then coconut.
Yep.
What they
Hostess
do is
bakeries do it.
they expand out and suddenly explode, and it just coats the whole thing in a sugary, gooey mess. You just cannot clean it. The only reason we know that is a friend of mine was getting rid of it. Yeah, a friend of mine was getting rid of an old microwave, and I thought, I'd heard about this, and I said, I've been dying to try it. He said, well, let's. So we put it outside and put this bloody snowball in it and let it go. Well, it was fantastic. It swelled up to about 8 inches in diameter before it exploded, Covered everything.
Marshmallows do that.
Gooey mess.
I always watch the kids when they're young and they want hot chocolate, and they put a marshmallow in, some of the little ones, and put it on their cup and put it in. And then it's big enough to fill the whole top of the cup. One or two little minis.
Yeah.
What happened?
Tell you, if you want to see something exciting, put some grapes in the microwave.
Yeah?
It turns the grape juice into plasma, and it does really cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Also, put a CD in the microwave.
One of our kids put a plate that had gold leafing around the outside of it.
Ooh, fun.
That was pretty exciting, I can tell you. Snap, crackle, and pop. Best lightning show I've seen for a while. Poor little bugger. I didn't know we got it. I said, look, don't worry about it. She's right. I said, now you know better than to do it, don't you? I said, nobody's got hurt and nobody's got blood, so that's a good thing. I wouldn't go much thinner on that, Jay.
Yeah, that's a nice crack. It's okay. It's good for drainage.
No. Artistic, mate. Artistic. That's another $50 on the price.
Right.
Took a long time to get that crack in that.
Nature did it, but I'll take the money for it.
I was watching Australian TV today, Gold Rush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, interesting, because we have one that's been in Alaska. People have been at it now 6-7 years. One kid started in his 10th grade in high school, actually younger, with his grandfather, who's since passed away. But they have good-looking girl that's a minor, and they're following her with her different claims around. You have some very interesting TV shows out of Australia. But it looks like your territories kind of, they like their independence as if they didn't belong to each other. At least that's what it sounds like. Oh, the rules are different here. Where's the line? Well, you got to have satellite to know where the line is.
Well, that's dead true. Every state, to a certain extent, we have federal laws that cover the whole country. And then every state has certain laws that are their own right. And it can get very confusing in the transport industry, for instance, because what you're allowed to do in some places, you're not allowed to do in others. And, it's a nightmare. Like one of the crazy ones is that if you go through South Australia, you only need 2 escort vehicles on a wide load. As soon as you cross into Western Australia, you must have 3 escort vehicles. Don't ask me why, but that's the way it is. So, but
No.
it does cause a little bit of confusion sometimes.
Oh, come on. You know the country was founded with crooks. I mean, that's simple. That's a way of making extra money. You cross the border and you get a big ticket
Oh, of course.
because you require another one, and then someone else you have to notify people to be there ahead of time and pay a waiting time or whatever to add it. I mean, yeah, it's typical organized crime. I mean, government.
Oh, a slip of the tongue there, Bob.
It's like they brought out a rule here that the bikie clubs weren't allowed to get around in any more than 3. Otherwise, they're classed as a gang, right, when they're riding the streets. But the police are allowed to do it. What's the difference?
Yeah, one's. Yeah.
There is no difference.
So if you have an outing, you have to go in groups of 3.
Yeah. If you're riding a Harley, that's for sure. If you're riding a Harley, you're going to get pulled over. But if you're riding a Harley and you got a patch on your back, you're getting pulled over and searched and defected. Now, Rob, I want to ask a question. I'm not sure we're going to get a no, so I thought I'd ask anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just cut the tenon off from here?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why bother? It's going in the ground anyway.
That's it. Look, you do things that are you do things that are fit for purpose, right? Like this is going to be put on the ground anyway, so you don't bother. Well, on the table, you're not worried. It's going to be filled with dirt, so why worry about the interior as far as sanding it or anything like that?
Yeah, I haven't done any of that.
I wouldn't worry about putting a tennis ball in there. I'd just part it nearly all the way through and then cut it with a saw.
All right, then.
What I would do is just move the tailstock up so that it's inside the thing, right? Just in case it flies out.
Yep.
That way it'll at least stop most of it. And it doesn't matter if it damages the inside. So, look, yeah, I can't understand people that sand things to bloody 15,000 grit when the first knife that they put across it's going to scratch it.
Yeah, I didn't have any intention of sanding it. I'll just sand it that outside so I can see what it's going to look like. I'll just cure it,
Well, the other question is because it's up to the soil you're putting it in, do you need to have a drainage hole in the bottom to allow excess water to, drain?
It's sitting on a table, actually.
No, I was just gonna let the wood soak up the water.
Yeah.
It's going to have a succulent in it, so it's not going to get watered that much anyway.
Yeah.
No, use your parting tool, Joe.
Huh? Don't put me.
Use your parting tool.
No, but I did enjoy your video, though I was late to catch it live.
Thank you, Bob.
Tried.
Yeah. So the word from the expert, Sid, succulents don't need drainage holes usually.
But there's been times where have had to make stuff like that years ago, and they were saying, "Well, hey, it's going to sit out there, but when it starts raining, it's going to rain hard, and I don't want it to drown, and don't want to have to, put a sponge in to suck up the water. It's got to drain out."
Mm.
But then again, that was in an area of the country that gets a lot of rain.
Yeah, well, this one isn't going outside either. It's sitting on the thing. No, not really, Sid. I sharpen them at about, I try to get them back about 60 degrees or 30 degrees, depending on how you measure it, so that the included angle is only about 60 degrees. You want it less than 90 anyway. I've seen some people that sharpen them at 45 degrees on each one, and they're just a bit heavy to use. If they take them back a little bit, they cut a lot better. But that's just my personal preference.
Yeah, I saw, as I say, watching Australian TV, one of the things that evidently a series, but on the Australian Discovery Channel type thing, and they were truck trains. Uh,
Road trains.
yeah, road trains, and they were
Yeah.
talking about some of the new automated where the driver can go to sleep. It doesn't matter. It knows where it's going.
No, right. The ore trains. You're talking about the ore trains that bring the iron ore into Port Hedland. The big railroad trains or road trains?
Road.
Yeah, well, they're apparently playing with that at the moment, where they
Yeah,
bring them in with GPS.
That's what this episode was all about. How they're putting them in different parts of the world, working on the technology, and Australia is one of the big ones because it's got the best area for testing.
Yeah,
Yeah, outback roads.
yeah. Well, they've got ore trains, which are railroads that are 1 kilometre long, that do a 500 kilometre trip with no drivers. It's all controlled from a control room in the main office.
One way you're cutting back labor.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were showing me a semi with 3 trailers, and some of the big semi tractors had 4 they were pulling. But
Yeah.
the fact is that they stop at the first stop and they leave a trailer behind, and then they back the truck away and they pick up an empty one, and that goes behind the truck, and they restack them. So when they get to the end, they have 3 or 4 empties. They're hauling as a backhaul, and they've dropped the other ones off. But It's a 22-hour trip or 28-hour trip, and the driver can sleep.
Yeah, well, I drove road trains for about 6 to 8 months, and we used to pull 5 trailers and not get any sleep.
How would you have for petrol? A trailer in itself?
No. Well, my particular truck was an experimental Volvo. They wanted a mechanic to drive it, and I was a mechanic, and use it to get any faults, find any faults with it. And it used to carry 2,000 litres of fuel. The whole side of the truck, between the front axle and the back axle, was nothing but fuel tanks on both sides.
Jeez. Good morning, Yappy.
How you going, Yappy?
Well, that was quick and easy this time, Jay. Hour and a half. Jeez, you're slipping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going too fast now. Better slow down, eh? There you go. I like how no one commented to that.
No, it suits the purpose for which it was made.
Custom crafted. It's worth at least twice what you paid for it or would pay for it.
I don't know what I'd pay for it. I'm
And
a tighter.
sculptured.
We had to do about 40 things like that for a wedding. The table decorations.
Yep.
I made good money on them too.
I
But it was
bet you did.
just a matter of whacking a force and a drill straight down the middle of them.
You put the word wedding in front of everything and you double the price, don't you?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's dead right, Sid. That we had one where we had tanks in underneath one of the lead trailers too. It was a good job, but it was also a mongrel of a job because you had to stop every hour and check every tyre and every wheel. Well, I was nearly worn out by the time. I used to put the kettle on, walking down one side, and it'd be boiled by the time I'd finished there, then come back, make myself a cup of tea, and then do the other side.
Just off the piff, look.
Yeah, very good.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. Can't you just burst the thing yourself, Yappy?
What is it?
Oh, he's got an abscess on his tailbone.
On his tailbone. What have you been doing? You've been sitting down too much.
No, it's probably an ingrown hair. It happens quite often, funnily enough.
I don't think it'd be that funny, but okay.
Yeah, no, particularly for people that do sit a lot.
Yeah. We'll just call him hemorrhoids.
Totally
No,
different.
yeah.
I was just giving him shit. Come on. Don't be like that.
So you got time left? Make a top.
Nah.
A spinning top.
I'm lazy.
They're quick. Give it to a neighbor kid.
Look at all the splits going all the way around it there.
Yeah, I'll get worse in the next 24 hours.
That's all right. I don't mind.
It's for drainage.
Yeah.
You can give the outside a spray of sealer or something like that, make it a little shiny.
Here's the lid for it.
Well, the one thing about it, Yappy, is it'll feel so much better after it's done, I can assure you.
Yeah, just squeeze it, Yappy. Come on. Just get in under behind it and go pop.
No, get a needle.
You're just
get a needle.
sadistic.
You get a needle with some wool on it, and you just pass it through it and pull it, and it goes bang.
Oof. Oh.
You can tell I've been too long out in the bush sometimes where I've had to do things for myself.
No, not you. See, there's the lid for it. Look, fits nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is the piece that I cut off of it.
Same as the best thing for a sore throat is 2 drops of Kero and a spoonful of sugar.
Oh, come on. How long did that person live for that thought up that idea?
No,
They have a song about it. A spoonful of sugar makes a medicine go down.
Look, I don't think that was quite what she was getting at there, Dr. Bob, but
no, it will clear a sore throat in about an hour and a quarter.
Mary
Tastes bloody terrible, but
Mary Poppins was most probably talking about powder in her nose.
no. Was to make the kids have their probably bloody castor oil.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with the other piece of wood? Its sister piece, the one you separated. You can't abandon it.
No, I'm not going to. I just got to clean it up a little bit. It's a bit ugly at the moment.
That's what the lathe is for.
I was maybe thinking of doing a crutch piece, but not today. Okay? Not today.
Well, that's probably where they're working, Yarpy, on your fat ass.
Do you need to swap jobs with one of the people that's under you, Yappy? Huh? Keep you off the seat a bit? Stand up driving? I don't know. What was that? Yeah, I'm going to redo this lathe stand tomorrow. I feel like throwing it across the room, to be honest.
No, well, it depends how level your floor is. That's the biggest problem. What you need to do is I'd put wooden blocks there, like bolt wooden blocks in underneath it.
Yep. All right, I'll have a look at that.
And lift it up that last hole too.
Well, if I put wooden blocks on it, will I need it? It might do it for me.
Well, depends how big a blocks you put under it, I suppose.
Just make sure your elbow's at the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I am, Yappy. It's 90% humidity here, and it's yeah. I'm swimming in my own clothes. Put it that way.
Well, yeah, bit sweaty under the armpits.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, it feels like I've been for a 20-mile jog.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
I'd like to see that too. I think my tits would knock me out or give me a black eye before that happened. And I'm not wearing an over-the-shoulder boulder holder.
It's called a bro.
I don't care what it's called. It's not happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are just too self-conscious.
Sorry?
What was that, Bob? Sorry.
You said you're too self-conscious.
Oh, I don't
You
care.
need the exercise and you get the exercise and you're comfortable, then that's all that matters.
It don't
Unless
bother
the
me.
police want to arrest you for obscenity. But then again, that's another problem.
Oh, running down the street with no T-shirt on, that'd scare everyone. I'd get arrested straight away.
Got a question for you, Robo. You've done a lot of things. Have you ever done any gold mining in Australia?
No. The closest I've come is at the tourist traps where you can pan for gold and or look for emeralds or something like that just for an hour or two, you know. So, no, never dug a hole in the ground, have no desire.
Yeah, because I've heard that the world's second largest gold mines is, or third largest, is there in Australia somewhere.
Yeah, I must admit that would not surprise me. What actually happened here was that a lot of the old mines, they've reopened again because with modern technology, they can go they can go through the tailings now and everything and extract what was thrown out, basically, because they didn't have the knowledge to be able to extract it. So the tailings have been gone through 3 or 4 times now with and they developed new ways of extracting the gold out of everything about every 10 or 15 years. So I'd reckon Yarpi, probably the biggest gold mines are probably up in Russia somewhere.
Well, they want, I don't know if they tell you what truthful or what, but I know, what is it, South America has a few that are really big, but that's where a lot of the diamonds come from too. But,
yeah. Blair, ask
know,
Google where the biggest gold mine is.
Hey Google, volume at 10.
I think
Hey,
you'd have to
Google,
go on. I think you'd have to go on largest financial.
Where is what?
Hey Google, where is the biggest gold mine in the world?
On the website mining-technology.com, they say, South Deep Gold Mine is the largest gold mine in the world, by reserves. Do you want a little more context?
Yes, please.
1. South Deep Gold Mine 32.8 million ounces. South Deep Gold Mine is the largest gold mine in the world, by reserves. Located 45 kilometers southwest of Johannesburg in the Witwatersrand Basin, South Africa, South Deep is also the 7th deepest mine in the world, with a mine depth up to 2,998 meters below the surface.
Hey,
There you go.
Can I try something, Blair?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Google. Have you got headphones on, Blair?
No, go ahead.
It didn't hear me.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it did.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey, Google. Can you tell me where I live?
Say it again.
Hey, Google. Can you tell me where I live?
It heard you, but it didn't respond.
Yeah, maybe it's the accent.
So something kind of cool, like 20 years ago in Utah, we have the largest open pit copper mine in the world. It's called Kennecott Copper.
yeah.
And 20 years ago, when I was younger, I decided to, me and a buddy, buy some mining stuff, and I got me a sluice and some gold pans and made me some dry boxes and all of that. But you could actually go to this copper mine and go to the tailings area and get 5-gallon buckets of the tailings. And then you just bring them home, in the back of your truck, and get out your garden hose and set it up. And you'd actually find little pieces of silver, little pieces of copper, and little pieces of gold. They don't let you do that anymore. They figured that they're losing out on money.
Yeah, well, that's right. I'll probably go over the tailings in a couple of years' time again and find enough to make it financially viable.
Yeah, when I lived in Alaska, I got the gold fever along with my boss, and the people that had the office set of suites across the hall from me at the University of Alaska. We decided to do some dredging, and it started off with a simple $200 outfit. And the next season, during the winter months, like idiots, we put over $8,000 into stuff, and we had staked the claims, had 11 of them that we had filed, and it was all dredging in the stream, knee deep, waist deep in cold water, with hoses, keen dredges. We broke even. The third year, though, we had a bunch of the people who were involved had teenagers older teenagers, they always came out, but they were smarter because the Japanese were everywhere because all the pipe for the pipeline came from Japan. And no one had to pay for it except in oil. So it was kind of nice. We build the pipe and ship it, and we get oil in exchange. And that's how they got their oil and gas or gasoline. But it was interesting. They knew more than we did in the sense that they got with Gray Line Tours, which is a big tour company, and they had tourists come out and they bought these cheap pans, like 1,000 of them, gold pans, and they sold the gold pan for, I think it was like $20, and you could pan all you wanted, and you could keep it. And it wasn't really a lot. It was all flake gold, and they put it in little glass vials that were full of mineral oil, so it looked bigger. And for the $20, and they paid, I think it was $50, and for half a day, and they got a sandwich and a can of soda, and they had a gold pan. Total bill it cost was something like $9, and they billed them 50 a piece, and they were coming in by busloads.
Yep.
3 busloads a day.
So you should have started a tourist company instead of trying to find it yourself. That's what they found there in Ballarat. That's what they found in Ballarat. The tradesmen and the commercial sector, like the butchers, bakers, candlestick makers, generally made more money than what the miners ever did.
Well, I worked on documenting the pipeline. I had film crews everywhere, and I had to go around between them and supervise. We processed our own film, 16 millimeter. We went through roughly 4 million feet of film a year. And it was interesting running the project, but I got my pilot's license out of it, no cost. That way it was easier for me to fly up to one of the pipeline sites and take a crew. But it was intriguing. But the tourists, I mean, we never made any money. The kids did, though. They made it hand over fist.
Sorry, Yappy, what's that? Tony Beats and his Drenges. No, you're talking about the music in the background.
Oh, yeah, in Alaska. Yeah, Tony.
All right, gentlemen, let's go to bed.
Yeah, I'm about to knock off too and go and do some more work.
Well, thanks for coming in, Blair.
You bet, guys. We will see you maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you later, Blair.
Good night.
Yep. See you all tomorrow.
Yep. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah. See you later, Jay. I'm off too. See you later, Yappy. See you, Sid. See you, Steve, if you're still in the background. See you later, Bob.
Bob's left already.
Yeah. The Flash.
Yeah. See you later, Yappy.
Right.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Sid.
See ya.
See you later. Steve, if you're still there. Thanks for coming in, Yappy. Have a good day. Bye. 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 Bye.